All right, here's a lesson on the first few minutes of Land of the Midnight Sun by DiMeola. So the first riff we got. So we have the G string, 14 to 16, hammer on, come down to the 14 on the B string, you got the 14 and 15. Bounce back to that 16th fret of the G string. Then we got 14 here to 16 on the D. So we end with. So the whole phrase. And then the second phrase starts kind of like that. Except for we jump high up there, the 14 and 15 on the little string. So we got 13 to 12 on the B string. And then we're going to have a 14 and 12 on the G, going up to a bend, and coming back down on that note. So the whole thing. Then we do the riff again. And then the high part. Now this time, instead of bending that down, so we keep that bent up. And then we have this new riff. So we have 10 and 12 on the B string, and then 12 on the G to the 11, back to that little 10, 12, 11, 10. So we got 10 and 12, little half step bend down to the 10. Then we got a hammer on pull off, and then down to the 9, bend this 12. Then we come down to the 7 and the 9. Same type of thing, half step bend. So here we have to the 6, and then 7 and 9, and then we're gonna have a riff. So that's 7 9 and 7 9, and then 6 7 9. Then back to this 10. Now this one has a different ending. So we have 6 on the G string, and then 7 and 9 on the B string. That slides to the 12, to the 10 then, and then 9, 10, 9 on the top string there. And then there's another instrument that mimics that same riff, so if you kind of keep the time in your head of how long that riff would take to play again, that's basically when you go to the next part here. So we got dum 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 da da dum. So you kind of think of that riff happening twice. Bum 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 da da dum. And that's when this new riff comes in. So we got 12 to 9 to 10 on the second string, 11 and 9 there. So it ends with. Then we come down to this F sharp bass note. And then 3 2 open. Then we have this little riff. So that's 9 on the 5th string to the 6 7 on the D string. Back to that 9. And then we just have like that 6 with the 9 and 7. Back to that 2. Now I'm going to do the same riff here, but I'm going to do it up here on the 14th fret of the big string with the 11 and 12 here, because we're closer to, we got to get to this riff really quick. And I'm not even going to hit that da-da-dum, because we have to go right back here. So obviously that one has a different ending, but it starts the same. So that went down 16, 14, and 13 on the D. And then we're going to go 14 to 16 and back on the A string. So that was 14 and 16 back. I used my pinky. So we got. And then it waits quite a while. We're going to have 14, 16, 17, and then we're going to take this 16 up to 18 on the D string. So we got. Then we're going to end with this little riff. So that's 14, 12, and 11. Hammer on pull off there, 11 and 12. And that's 12 and 14 on the A. So we got. And then we have this little riff. So that's 12 and 14 on the big one, down to the 12 here on the A. Riff again. Now this one doesn't wait as long. And it does the same riff to get going, like B, C sharp, D. But then we're going to slide from this B note, this A note to this B note here. 14th to 16th on the G. And then it ends in the same kind of way. But this time we're going to have. So we got like 11, 12, and 14. Like 5 sets of that. And then we're back to the riff. Now this one even quicker than that second one. So we got the same 14, 16, 17 on the A string. And then we're going to go. And that's going to be 16, 14 on the D. Back to the 17 on the A. Here we have 14 and 13 on the G string. 16, 14, 12. Hammer on pull off. Another one of those with the A note there. Okay, then we're going to have this new riff. So it goes 10 to 9 on the B string, to 11 on the G string, and then 11 to 9 on the E string, to the 12 on the B string, to the little 12. And then you go da-da-dum, 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 da-dum. So it's 12, 12, 12, da-da-dum, 10, 10, 10. And then you do the riff again. So that does that about 4 times, then we get a higher riff that comes in. Da-da-dum, 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 da. So that's going to be 17th fret of the B string to 14th fret of the little E string. I'm going to do a hammer-on pull-off, 16, 17, 16, pull off to the 14, and then, so that last part, 16, 14 to 17, 14 to 17 twice, so. And if you want to put them together, you can do that. And that last one ends like that. And then we go into chords. We have F major 7. So I'm doing a 1 on the bass up here, muting the A string, and having 3, 2, 1 open down here with that F major 7. And then we got a G. I'm doing the double 3s down there. You can do it however you want. And then B minor 7, which is 2 on the 5th string for the bass note, and then 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, muting the big string. Then we got a little riff. A major. So the riff was 3, 2 on the little E string. We'll pull off 5, 3, 5 on the B string to the A major. So we got F major 7, G, B minor 7, A. And then there's a whole big long solo section over these chords. Okay, so let's run through that whole thing one more time. Riff again. New riff. Lower. Dum 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 dum. track, Land of the Midnight Sun by DiMeola. Like I say, that's about the first, takes you to the solo section about 2 minutes in, and that lasts for a minute or so. I'll do a part 2 on this, and we'll get into some of the other stuff later on. There's a lot of cool riffs and things later on in the song. So anyway, if you haven't heard that, check out Land of the Midnight Sun, DiMeola's first solo record. He's been playing a lot of these electric tunes back on tour again and stuff. He's still out there killing it. So big ups to DiMeola, and we'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe.